it's becoming harder and harder to ignore the truth. Prince William isn't just quietly frustrated with his younger brother anymore. He's moving strategically, deliberately, to make sure the monarchy's future is protected. And that future no longer includes Harry. This isn't speculation. This isn't tabloid noise. Behind palace walls, conversations are being had, strategies are being drawn up, and lines are being etched deeper in stone. And at the heart of it all lies a fracture that traces back years, long before Harry's memoir, long before the Netflix documentaries, long before Oprah. A moment so small, most people never noticed it. But for William, it said everything. And once you see it the way he did, you'll understand why reconciliation might not just be impossible, it might be off the table forever. But before we dive into that moment, make sure you hit subscribe and tap the bell, because this story is only the beginning of where the House of Windsor is heading. And trust me, you're going to want to hear how deep this really goes. Let's rewind to May 2018, the royal wedding of the decade. Millions watched as Prince Harry married Meghan Markle, the American actress who was about to shake the very foundations of royal tradition. The day was hailed as modern, inclusive, a breath of fresh air in a monarchy often accused of being stiff and outdated. Smiles everywhere, cheers in the streets. The whole world was clapping. But hidden in the spectacle was a single beat, a pause that William never forgot. When Harry and Meghan walked past Queen Elizabeth during the ceremony, Meghan didn't stop. No curtsy, no acknowledgement, nothing. It looked like a blink and you miss it moment, unless you knew what it symbolized. Because in the royal world, tradition isn't pageantry, it's the backbone of the crown. Bowing or curtsying to the Queen isn't optional. It's a sign of allegiance, respect, and most of all, recognition of what the institution stands for. And Meghan, who had rehearsed every detail of that day, like an actress memorizing a script, skipped it. Some people shrugged. Maybe she was nervous. Maybe it was an oversight. But insiders say William didn't buy that for a second. He saw something deliberate, a refusal to play by the rules from day one. And that wasn't just a problem for Meghan. It was a problem for Harry. Because when Meghan bypassed tradition, Harry stood right there and let it happen. That's when the trust cracked. In William's eyes, his brother wasn't just marrying a woman with her own personality. He was aligning himself with someone who wasn't willing to bend to the crown, and who, worse, seemed ready to challenge it. From that day forward, everything Harry and Meghan did seemed to confirm William's suspicion. The move to California, the Oprah interview, the Netflix deals, the Spotify fallout, the tell-all memoir. Each choice was like another domino tipping, proving that the couple wasn't just separating themselves physically from the monarchy, they were tearing away philosophically. And while the public saw drama, William saw a threat to the image of the monarchy, to the stability of the crown, and to the sense of duty drilled into him since birth. Because here's the thing about William, he's not just the protective older brother anymore. He's the heir. Every decision he makes now is shaped by one question. What will keep the monarchy alive for the next 100 years? So when Harry started testing the waters recently, sending signals that maybe he wanted to reconnect, not necessarily to rejoin the firm officially, but at least to rebuild personal ties, William's answer was clear. No more halfway measures. No more blurred boundaries. If you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out. And Harry, in William's eyes, is out. Behind the scenes, there's talk of a senior, royals-only gathering. A secluded estate, no press, no leaks, just King Charles, Queen Camilla, William, and Catherine. The agenda? Not just family bonding. The decisions being discussed could reshape the monarchy permanently. And Harry's name is front and centre. William's stance is firm. It's time for a clean break. Strip the titles. Cut the privileges. Close the door for good. Now, to some, that sounds brutal, cold, vengeful even. But for William, this isn't personal anymore. It's structural. Harry isn't just one man. He's a package deal. And with him comes Meghan, the children, and the lifestyle choices that have already proven explosive. William sees Meghan not as a misunderstood outsider, but as a direct challenge to royal tradition. From refusing curtsies to controlling her own wedding dress design without showing the Queen in advance, to weaponizing her experiences for interviews and media deals, Meghan carved her own path, and Harry walked right beside her. To William, that's not independence. That's betrayal. But here's where things get even more complicated. Not everyone in the palace agrees. Catherine, Princess of Wales, has always leaned toward reconciliation. She knows the stakes, she knows the risks, but she also fears something deeper: regret. She reportedly worries that if William slams the door completely, the fracture between the brothers will never heal. And once titles are stripped and doors are locked, there's no undoing it. For Catherine, this isn't just strategy. It's family. She understands William's vision for a clean modern monarchy, but she dreads the emotional fallout of cutting Harry off forever. She's seen William harden over the years. She's watched the warmth between the brothers fade into silence. And she quietly fears that someday, when the crown feels lighter and time has passed, William might wish he'd left at least one door open. Meanwhile, Harry seems to be waking up to the reality of exile in ways he didn't before. Friends close to him say he's becoming increasingly aware of what his children are losing. They don't know their cousins. They don't attend royal events. They have no rhythm with the family that once defined Harry's entire existence. That realization, insiders say, is starting to sting. Is that why Harry keeps reaching out? Is it guilt, nostalgia, or is it strategy? An attempt to claw back some sense of royal legitimacy before it's gone for good? The palace doesn't know, and that's exactly the problem. To them, Harry isn't just unpredictable. He's a wild card. A wild card who has proven more than once that private conversations don't stay private. Every meeting, every phone call, every glance could become material for a Netflix episode or another book chapter. The trust is gone. And until that changes, William isn't giving Harry an inch. As summer edges into autumn, the timing couldn't be more tense. Harry is scheduled to return to London for the Well Child Awards on September 8th. It's a small event, but his presence is setting alarms inside palace walls, not because of what he might do while he's there, but because of what he might say afterward. He's reportedly eager, even desperate, to squeeze in a meeting with King Charles while he's in the UK, but the royal diary is full. Balmoral looms just days away, where the senior royals are expected to gather for private talks that could finalise the monarchy's path forward. And Harry? He's not high on the priority list. Coincidence or careful avoidance? Either way, the message is the same. We don't have time for you right now. And this is where the story turns from family drama to something bigger. For William, this isn't about hurt feelings anymore. It's about survival. He looks at the last 5 years and sees a pattern: drama over duty, spotlight over silence, self over service. That pattern, in his view, has no place in the monarchy he intends to build. So, what comes next? Insiders whisper about the ultimate step: stripping Harry and Meghan of their remaining royal titles. Removing the HRH status, making it clear once and for all: they are private citizens, not working royals, not even symbolic ones. It would be a move that redefines not just Harry's life, but the lives of his children too. To outsiders, it might look cruel. Inside the palace, it's being framed as a reset, a chance to cut away the ambiguity and start fresh with a monarchy that's smaller, sharper, and less vulnerable. But here's the catch. Family doesn't vanish. Stripped titles or not, Harry is still William's brother, still Charles's son, still Diana's boy. And Catherine knows that ghosts of regret linger long after decisions are made. So the question becomes, will William choose clarity over compassion, structure over family, survival over sentiment? One thing is certain, the next chapter of this royal saga isn't just about reconciliation or exile, it's about defining the monarchy itself. And William, more than anyone else, is determined to make sure it survives. Because for him, Harry isn't just a brother who strayed. He's the test case for what happens when loyalty to the crown collides with the loyalty to self. And William's conclusion is clear. The crown must come first. Always. So what do you think? Should William lock the door for good, or should he leave just a crack open for Harry someday? Comment below. I want to hear your take on this because the debate is far from over. And if you want more deep dives into the truth behind the royals, make sure you're subscribed. Because the next story we're covering will make you question everything you thought you knew about this family. Until then, remember, fairy tales may dazzle the world, but inside the palace, survival is the only story that really matters.